for trashing.
How are you? Welcome to the Tardis Zone live on this Wednesday evening. You're here with me, and of course you're here with the one and only Rabbi. Welcome, Rabbi.
Good evening. How are you, one and all?
I'm actually good. I had a bit of a break. Obviously, I was on your stream last night for the last hour, I think it was. But yeah, we had a bit of a break.
It is.
So we're back, and we're fighting fit. Just before we do start that tonight, don't forget, Rabbi has actually put up the new trailer. I'll be throwing it up on my channel. I'll take down the old one, put up the proper one now that we have it. I've also been on Facebook, as you've probably seen, Twitter, all over the official Doctor Who sites, dropping the trailer everywhere. I've made a little trailer as well. I've been dropping it everywhere. So let guys know what we're doing this weekend's the chase. Hashtag chase through time. So that is the hashtag for this week's watch along. And it should be a good one anyway, Rabbi.
I agree. I'm looking forward to it. May I make a suggestion? Starry Eye Girl got in touch via Twitter. And she said on the week after Starry Girl, a week afterwards, that there's a tweet along for an adventure in time and space, which I could be really up for. I love that.
Yeah, actually.
Wouldn't that be great? And then, and that way we tie into theirs as well, and it just gets bigger.
Tie into Hills.
Somebody else is doing a tweet along on the 27th, but it's a Saturday, for an adventure in time and space.
Right. Do you know who it is, so we can?
Exactly. What's that? I'll look. Go on the Twitters. Yes.
Oh yeah, we do have
my boomer stuff is trying to work out. Oh, 1 second. I go. Oh yes, I found the tweet. Okay, but I think I clicked the wrong thing. Fine. This is save the date. Hashtag London 1963. Follow Mark Gatiss, and Sasha Dewan. Oh, okay, good on him. For an adventure in time and space, Saturday, 23rd of May, 7 p.m. British summertime.
Who did he get?
Sasha and Marquez.
He got Sasha.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think, you know what? I forgive Sasha for season 12. I really do, because like you know what? He was the only one committed in it. You know.
Oh yeah, he played Warris. He played Warris. Yes, he played Warris. You said. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, and Airhill's good in it as well. Yeah. But you know, again, I forgive him for season 12. He hasn't been a dick to the fans. You know, he's been good to the fans.
No problem. I have no problem with Sasha, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'll probably.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
What's been going on in the news? Last night there was so much going on.
Yeah, so Rabbi, fill everybody in, because obviously you did a stream on it last night with Dan, but obviously we're going to pipe in again on it. So Time Lord Victorious, as you know.
Victorious is on its way. We have two books been announced. One by Steve Cole coming in October. And look, basic idea is this: David, at the dawn of time, there people didn't die until these aliens arrived, and David Tennant's Doctor wants to go back to the dawn of time and stop those aliens, and in essence, stop death. This creates, I think, like an alternate reality, evil 10th Doctor, who then has a face-off against with the 9th and the 8th Doctor, I believe, in a book in December. I think that's probably coming towards the end of it. But that's that's what we have so far. The Time Lord Victorious, as far as I can tell, is like a evil alternate universe David Tennant.
Right, now I have seen, obviously, because I like to bring things up like this. I have seen on social media that some fans are actually not happy about this. Actually, some have said it's just the BBC trying to make a quick buck. And why do we need this story? Well, I'll defend it a little bit and actually say that at the time when they did this in the waters of Mars, like Rabbi and a lot of other people, we kind of were hoping to see a little bit more of the Time Lord victorious. Now, don't get me wrong, we're not stupid. We know why they're doing this now, right? We know why they're doing it right now, right? Because they need money. But, you know, as Rabbi has said, and I've said it as well, if the writing, I mean, look, if it's a good story, the writing's good, and it doesn't belittle anything that's came before, and it's just a once-off, you know what I mean? It's not going to be a whole thing with this Time Lord victorious. It's just a once-off. You never know. Could be the parallel universe, Doctor. We don't even know yet. Could be the parallel universe, Doctor. We don't even know that.
You got to think like this. A hooker turns up to your hotel room dressed in an erotic Doctor Who outfit, tailor-made just for you, right? And all you got to do is pay the cab fare.
Rabbi, what the fuck? Where's Rabbi's wife? Rabbi's wife, come here for a minute. I need to talk to you.
She'll never come on camera. She'll never come on camera. She's watching Homeland right now. Look, I'll ask her. 1 second. I WhatsApp her. So she come on camera. Yeah, but I am a bit rude sometimes. That is true.
We love it. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, but that's what I mean.
Yes, they're whoring themselves out, but they're doing it so well.
Yeah, they have. That's what I mean. Rabbi is right. This is aimed at certain fans, and you have to be aware of what BBC are at. They know what they're at. Now, my only issue has been always the pricing and the platforms that it's going to be on. Are we going to be able to complete a story price wise? Now, the books, the novels or whatever that are getting released, they're going to be $9.99. So that's, I've been told, is pretty reasonable for a Doctor Who book.
Yeah, I mean, that's the going price.
I don't know personally because, you know, I would get them secondhand if I was to get a Doctor Who book anyway. Yeah. So I'll just take the people's word for it that do actually collect these. So apparently it's a reasonable price. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I'm almost certainly ordering the first one. I want to see what else is going to come out.
Yeah.
And I'm interviewing Nick Briggs on Monday. Monday. I have to. So I got this. Dad wanted me to ask a question, but I can't remember what it was. I have to ask him what it was. Okay, no problem.
Right, so don't forget to get onto Rabbi's channel on Monday to hear Nick Briggs from Big Finish.
I'll interview on Monday. I'll probably put it out Tuesday.
Oh, is it a pre-record?
What?
It's not live, isn't it?
No, I wouldn't do that to him.
Damn. I would.
No,
No, but it wouldn't be on. It's Big Finish. Hey, mate, how do you feel being the savior of Doctor Who right now?
Well, you know what? This is what I want. I want to have a really pleasant experience. That's what I want to.
No, you're right. Don't just.
If I could get more than coming on it, just like there's so many things we agree on. I would love to get Rufus Hound on the channel because I really love the meddling monk. His meddling monk is fantastic. It's like such a wonderful take on the character, and I'm just interested. I know nothing about him. I'm interested. I reckon we could just schmooze and it would be interesting. You know, that sort of thing.
Mr. Hyde's podcast says, I'm not buying it because it'll have the new logo on it.
Well, you see, look, here's the thing. You got, firstly, everything has to have the new logo on. No, if you're selling Doctor Who merchandise, it has to have the new logo on it. There's no way of having Doctor Who merchandise and it not having the new logo on. It's just, you can't have one without the other. But everything they sell does come, I believe, with a reversible logo. So you can have, like, you know, the proper version. the one that doesn't make you look so that, and I really appreciate that of Big Finish. Here's the thing, you know what I was saying last night on my stream. I really shill for Big Finish. I shill for them so hard, you know. But the thing is, I don't, because I just really love what they're doing. look. They do stuff I don't like. But, they don't do it. It's not everything they do is fantastic. Like the monthly range is kind of just solid. They're normally average or above. They're nothing special, and they have a few clunkers. But generally speaking, they're fantastic. I mean, like everything they do, and they really care about the customer. They really care about us, and they tailor their work for us. And it's. I just think if there's a company out there that deserves support. It's like they do great work for us. I'm like, okay, and they try and do it at an affordable price. I got nothing but good stuff saved for them. And even they do stuff I find obnoxious, like the 12th of the 3rd of March, whatever the woman's one is. They're just like, oh, shut up, leave me alone, whatever, fine, do that.
What was Colin? Colin made a good point there. Where was it, Colin? Of course, it's a cash grab. The question is, how much will it cost to get enough of the story to be satisfying? Exactly. We are aware that this is definitely a cash grab from the BBC. We are not under any illusion. The thing about it is, though, this seems to have nothing to do with the current production team. The writer, as Rabbi has showed, the first book is written by Mr. Cole. So they seem to be. Look, there's a few references. If you haven't seen the poster, actually, Rabbi, whack up the poster there. Right, screen share it. I want to show you something.
I can't remember where it was.
Rabbi, right, in the Time Lord Victorious, right. There's definitely, as people have pointed out, there's definitely, you see by the way they've actually worded it, right? The new logo is there, but you notice then it has Matt Smith's font.
Yeah, it's so funny. Right? I love the way they do it.
It also has the crack in the wall going through Victorious, right? So there's a deliberate attempt by these guys to say, oh no, this is familiar. This is what you're used to. Come to us. Don't worry, we won't let you know.
I got it up if you want.
What's the point of me buying it if I can't get down to London for the escape rooms and you need everything?
Yeah, you're not going to need that crap. Look, if they make it pivotal on that, here's what needs to happen. They make it pivotal on that. I think every fan of the land should take a sock, and fill it with your excrement, your own human excrement. Fill it up and make it, just like fill it up nicely. Twiddle at the top to make it sanitary. Let it sit for a little bit so it gets set, right?
Yeah, he wants you to make shit bombs. Yeah.
Basically.
Right.
Then you go to the person who made that decision and you take it, but without lethal force, in a more way. You slap him in the face, and go, no. That's what you have to do.
Exactly. Now, there might be a bit of juice that might come out of the sock because obviously there's.
You know what? You have to risk it. You have to. You got to learn.
You know what I mean? And don't try it if you have diarrhea. Definitely don't try it if you have diarrhea.
It's the Jewish proverb.
Unless you use a balloon or a condom.
You see, I don't have truck with these newfangled rubber ways.
Right. I will agree with you, Daniel. This will have to be. Look, I mean, they will have to make sure that you don't have to rely on that each part is very crucial. They'll have to make it that if you miss one part because you can't afford it, but you're going to save up to buy the other part. And there is our guest joining us with Rabbi. Rabbi, would you like to introduce us to your brand new friends?
It's not brand new. They came out a few years ago. This is This is Derek the Drashig.
Right.
He came with the. I pulled him out because I'm giving away the Carnival Monsters. So when I did my videos today, he pulled the DVD out. So I thought it was very and got the DVD. But yeah, and I'm amused. It was not long ago. It was like 5-10 years ago. The Doctor Who was so popular, a toy company could viably make a toy based on a monster in a tea time show from 50 years earlier, and it would sell. It was like financially viable.
Exactly. Now it's not out. Now they're not, unfortunately.
Yeah. Now they got nothing. It's ridiculous. I mean, like somebody said, Somebody commented, if you go to Forbidden Planet now, there's just like this little corner.
Yeah, there is one in Dublin. There's one in Dublin, Rabbi, and like literally a small little space. Right, there used to be downstairs in the Forbidden Planet in Dublin. There used to be a whole wall, right? And not only that, big life-size Daleks with the Union Jack over them. They were selling these things, right? You go down there, and it's in a little tiny little corner. They used to do sonic screwdriver remote controls, Tardis, cookie jars.
Right.
It's sad, and I tried. Look,
literally, people say, it's fine. You see it dwindle. This is not normal. You know, this is not like the way things normally happen. It doesn't go from this to this in such a short space of time.
Yeah. Radio Times put something up 5 hours ago, actually. Sees that we do cover a little bit of news on this channel. It says, listen to radiotimes.com Doctor Who podcast, meet the other doctors. Beyond the core 13, there's a whole host of actors and characters who have called themselves the Doctor, but do they really count? In this week's radiotimes.com Doctor Who podcast, we're getting deep on one of the serious core questions. What makes a doctor the Doctor? How can we separate one-off guest appearance from a serious lead? And what about playing the roles? Yes.
No, this is waving a white flag. They just say, look, nothing's legitimate.
Exactly. This is the thing now. Radio Times now mouthpiece. This seems to be the mouthpiece for BBC again. Are in full swing now. Podcasts like this you will hear a lot of. You will have a lot of polls now in the next couple of months and weeks to come. And they will also be questioning the fans. Now, Hugh Fullerton, who actually is probably spearheading all of this crap because he's so far up Chris Chibnall.
Oh, he is, isn't he? It's just scary.
That guy used to actually be very balanced in his opinion, but it's gone very one way, especially over Series 12. So I wouldn't be surprised if that clown is behind that thing to try justify this because he has a few friends within the Doctor Who production team that he's probably trying to help out. Listen, the fact is, Hugh, whether you like it or not, right, is it doesn't matter what you say. You can say everything, right? Ratings tell a different story. The Doctor Who Origins trailer tell a different story. You go on to all the other social media apps and you look at what fans are saying, right? And you also look at the reviews by you fans, and it says everything that you need to know. It's basically that this show is on its last legs. Now, you can do your stupid little polls, write your stupid little articles to try justify this. At the end of the day, what you're doing is you're making the problem worse. The reason why you're making the problem worse is because you will not admit, like the rest of the other side, that there actually is a problem. And until you actually admit there is a problem, then you won't be able to face it and sort it out. So do what you're told. You know what I mean? Do the right thing. You know this is shit just as well as us. I mean, I've seen some of your articles, Jordan, some of the episodes where you nearly lost your shit, but then you remembered that you were working for the BBC and you reined it back in. It's time for you to stop being on the fence or stop picking up for this. And I'd say that to any journalists out there and you YouTubers as well. And that YouTuber is still trying to justify what he said to me. Listen, I'm not interested in what you say. At the end of the day, if the foundation of the Time Lord story arc, if you're okay with that, you're okay with the experimentation and the multiple murder of a child, just so that a woman could get the power of regeneration, hence the foundation of the Time Lords. If you're okay with that, then you're a sick individual. Like I said, there is something wrong with you, right? It's child abuse. Chris Chibnall has to answer for what he did. And you know what? The thing about it is that he got the opportunity to have a go at Pip and Jane Baker. And by the way, I just want to add that it has been a few weeks since Pip Baker has died, and BBC not once acknowledged the fact that he died. It was the fans.
Yeah, no, they didn't at all.
Absolutely disgusting, disgraceful. They've been celebrating other people that have died, but for some weird reason, Pip Baker wasn't worthy of the same treatment. So I'll just throw that in there. But they'll just go straight. But look, this can't go on. It will be decanonized. Trust me. There's no way this is going to sit. It is child abuse. That's the fact of the matter. I'm surprised, and I keep saying it, I'm surprised that our YouTubers are not picking up on this, because this is the message that we should be actually getting out there, letting the general public know that child torture, child abuse and murder is okay for a family TV show because Chris Chibnall wrote it.
Has anybody written complaints about this?
I've
I've
been trying to find them. Someone did write a message on one of my videos to say that they did get a response. They actually rewrote the whole email, I think, and he said it doesn't breach their guidelines. So how does it not? I just don't get that. How does it not breach their guidelines? You're basically showing a child being murdered and experimented on multiple times in a scene, right? You see her injecting the child. She is killing the child when she injects.
Yeah, murdering the kid in a good way.
It doesn't matter if she died or screamed. It doesn't matter. It's a family show. You don't show that on a family show, right? Especially kids. What kind of message are we sending to kids? Oh, it's okay, kids. It's okay. We can experiment on you and we can murder you if it makes us live longer. Don't worry about it. But that's the kind of society that we live in today, because if you listen to the people that are behind abortion, that's the way they go on. So,
it's true. There's a weird axis between, like, and there's a weird thing about also making child abuse, even like the making like the drag queen kids and things like that, or making that normal.
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird.
I know. It is. I don't know. Look, as I keep saying, maybe I'm just set me ways and believe society should be, and we should do things a certain way. But I mean,
you believe we should be murdering children over and over again and being shown that as a positive thing? You're just not thinking about, aren't you?
Exactly, but that's what I mean. The BBC don't seem to think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, I mean, no, I have to tell you, that doesn't sound like an insanely wild position to be taking. That you think your beloved hero is actually a child who's been multiply murdered over and over again.
I know, yeah. And then, do you know what? I hear some fans say, oh, but now I get why the doctor let Gallifrey, because what happened to the doctor?
Oh,
no.
So stupid. I don't have so much tolerance for stupid.
Listen, here's the thing. If you want to dismiss on the screen what was said on the screen multiple times about the doctor, the reason why the doctor left. Listen, we don't get many details, but what we do know is that the doctor stole a Tardis because he wanted to go out there and explore the universe, and then it became something bigger than him, and then he starts saving civilizations and going on adventures. He just wanted to be part of it, right? Now we've got this new story arc now. So that's why the doctor left, because the doctor was murdered and experimented on. So no wonder he hates his people. And that justifies why he killed the general in Hellbent. No, it doesn't actually.
Oh, God, really?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
How can they tie so many stupid things together in one stupid...
And then when you ask him for evidence, here's the answer I got off your man. I said to him, you provided no evidence in your video to actually back this up. And he turned around and says, I basically did give evidence. What? So you show the picture of the brain of Morbius, the faces, and you think that's because that's what they were, right? We know what they were. Everybody else knows what they were. But you can ignore, as I said, you can ignore things that have happened on screen, right? All you want, right? At the end of the day, nothing can justify what Chris Chibnall done, and nothing ever will. Nothing ever will. This will be decanonized. I firmly believe it will.
Yeah, me too.
We keep the pressure up long enough. But seriously, I do think more, and I keep saying it because it's kind of pissing me off now. I do think that bigger YouTubers should be picking up on this specific story arc because it is cruel. It does expose Chris Chibnall. To be quite honest with you, it's quite sinister that a man can actually sit down and write something like that and be comfortable with writing something like that. Come on. Here's one for you, though. Imagine if the doctor was and I'm just making this example because it's the only way I can get my point across. Imagine the doctor was a fluffy bunny rabbit, right? And your woman was there torturing, experimenting, and murdering that rabbit, right? There'd be outrage, wouldn't there? Yes. You'd have picket lines everywhere. You'd have people complaining. There'd be absolute uproar. But it's okay to do it to a child. That's me point C. I don't get it. There should be more people complaining about this. I've been saying it for weeks. I still don't get it. I don't know why people haven't been just picking up on this one thing, because it's the one thing they can't argue back at. They can't come back at you with the arting, but we should be highlighting it more. I mean, when I actually put it up on the Facebook group, or I'm in the comments, and members of the public, and these are members of the public, you see that they're casual fans. I didn't even know that happened in Doctor Who. Are you telling me that's what Chris Chibnall had written? And I said, yeah, that's exactly what he's done. That's the foundation of the Time Lord.
It's so unbelievable. That's what he thought was, that'll be a good idea.
But here, Rabbi, I mean, we were watching Picard, and we even said the same thing in Picard. There was this kind of incestuous, kind of sexual tension between our brother and sister. It seems to be this common theme in today's entertainment. There seems to be a lot of that crap going on as well. Do you know what I mean? And now the new thing is, now, if you have noticed, it's all over Twitter. But there's a couple of the Emily Cook asked for a bit of art and stuff like that, and people have been putting up their art, which is great. But there is one picture in particular of Manip Gill and Jodie Whittaker in art kissing.
I'm going to look at that.
Right, well, here's the thing now. All these little shillies now have started up again now and have started to bombard and saying now they want Jodie Whittaker and Yasmin Khan. There was actually a poll put up.
Me too. I want that. I want that.
You want that?
Oh, no. Yeah. I want Jodie Whittaker and Yasmin Khan to get together. I want the Doctor, the 13th Doctor, and her companion Yasmin Khan to get together. Yes. Do it. Do it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you only want to do it because you know it'll kill the show.
No, yeah. I want him.
Because you're a little pair.
I want to see what will happen. That'll be, oh my God, just do it. Oh, yeah. That's going to go down so well. Oh, yeah.
Anyway, that's the latest thing now that these little shippers are shipping now. And they're actually real serious about it. And they're trying to they're saying that it's logical with Tolson Cole and Bradley Walsh gone. He says there's nothing stopping them now from actually moving their characters on and actually them scissoring in the TARDIS. Yeah, you know, I never thought I'd say that a doctor and companion would end up scissoring in the TARDIS because I never.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect that to happen in the average episode. Now you're right.
Yeah.
More normally, the Doctor would have some kind of conflict with the Daleks rather than, as you say, scissoring in the TARDIS.
That's it. I mean, I want complex sci-fi stories. You know, I mean, I've had enough of these bullshit relationships. We're all in relationships. You know what I mean? Listen for a minute, right? I don't go around preaching saying I'm a straight man and I'm married to a woman, right? I get on with it, right? This is why I have a problem. I don't have a problem what you identify as. I'm honest, I'm going to be out straight, which is I don't care what you identify as, right? I don't care whether you're straight, gay, lesbian, boy, or whatever it is, right? I don't give a shit. You know what the difference between me and you is, right? All you people, is that we don't go around preaching about it every day and holding fucking posters up saying, oh, look at me, I'm gay. Nobody gives a shit. Get on with your life. Do what you have to do. Be in the relationships that you want to be in and be happy with yourself, right? If you're not happy with yourself and you're miserable, don't make the rest of us fucking miserable, all right? By coming on and trying to tell us the way we should think, the way we should act, what words we should use, right? Just get on with it, right? The rest of us will go on with it for fucking, I'm 41 now, right? Go on with it for 41, this year I am. 41 this year, right? 41 years I've got on with it, right? And yes, I've had me ups and fucking downs. I'm still here. But I'm not going around fucking making sure that people notice me and make sure that they know that I identify as this, that, and the other. Just get on with your lives, you bunch of bloody idiots. And then, you know what? Maybe there wouldn't be such a resistance towards all your movements because, you've gone very radical. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, as we have always said, we have no problem with inclusion in Doctor Who. And actually, if you look back through Doctor Who's history, which most of you actually haven't, you will see that Doctor Who has always been very inclusive. So to accuse us of all the things that you accused us of for the last 3 years is totally unjustified. Totally unjustified, and it's ridiculous. The reason why you resort to that, you little muppets, is because you have nothing better to come back at us with. Nothing better to come back at us with. We come back at you with logic and facts, and you come back at us with labels and insults. So from now on, do you know what? We don't, as I even said, I haven't even been engaging with many of you on Twitter. Not even giving you oxygen anymore. I don't give a crap. You Doctor Who, you aren't even going to have a show after the next series anyway. That's the thing. He's helped destroy it. You know what I mean? It does still piss me off, don't get me wrong. And this has really upset me. And I'm still not over it. I said it last night on Twitter. I'm still not over it. Chris Chibnall's ripped my heart out, basically threw it on the ground and spit on my heart. I am devastated still. I'll never get over this. I'm sorry, I won't. I know for a fact I'll never get over this. Not until this is completely gone. Retconned, and then maybe I can. I just can't get my head around it. There was no need for this in the first place. And Rabbi will agree with me here. The only issue that we had during Peter Capaldi's era was the writing. Stephen Moffat, unfortunately, and his writing team had become quite stale, and it happens. Because you're in the job for so long, you get caught up in your ways like Moffat did, you know what I mean? And he'd stick a course, and he was stubborn as well, right? But that was the only problem, right? Peter Capaldi was a perfect Doctor. I don't care what anybody says. The younger fans can say whatever they want. He was the Doctor and will always be the Doctor, no matter what they say, right? Feminist Frequency, some of you might have heard the podcast that I put up on me Facebook Facebook group, the Tardis on. They were calling Stephen Moffat out for his misogyny, and I was kind of trying to look back and say, where was Stephen Moffat misogynistic during his era? And I couldn't, right? They got so upset that they actually stopped watching, right? And then apparently during this podcast as well, right? There's 3 girls, right? One was disappointed that the Doctor, no, she was happy that the Doctor was a girl, right? But wasn't happy that the Doctor wasn't black or Asian, right? We had another one, right? That called Stephen Moffat out, called him a misogynistic pig, and said that he was very nasty to fans on Twitter, right? Okay. Then the third one was like, when I seen the old dude, Peter Capaldi, I just didn't want anything to do with the Doctor Who anymore, right? Well, clearly these 3 girls have never watched Classic Who because the first Doctor was the same age as Peter Capaldi. So sit the fuck down. Oh, by the way, when you hear their intro to the podcast, they basically say that if they don't like the entertainment that they're watching and they feel that something needs to be done about it, they will ruin your entertainment. They actually say this in their intro. They will ruin your day. Right? They're idiots. Now, I don't know if they're still active. Apparently, there was a bit of a backlash with them. They did review, this is the weird thing, they reviewed the first 6 episodes of Series 11, I think it was. And there's been no more reviews since those 6 reviews.
I think they're kind of ahead of the game then. They must have seen the writing on the wall. It was pretty clear by episode 7 how bad it's going to get.
Of course. Because I've been ranting on there, but I just wanted to get that out. This is the problem with the fandom. This is the problem with Doctor Who, right? The writing now. Look, I'll finish by saying this, right? And Rabbi, again, will agree with me on this. Chris Chibnall has been in the job 3 years, right? Now, he has written 2 series in those 3 years. Now, Series 11, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Series 11, I can forgive to a certain extent. And you're probably saying, hang on, no, what are you talking about? I'll explain. Series 11, he tried something new. It didn't work, right? But he does get commended for that because he did try to think outside the box. Yes, he did try to think outside the box. It didn't work, right? But then he went back to the tried and tested and he failed miserably. Now, some will argue that some of the stories during Series 12 were slightly better than Series 11. I would agree with that. But then you come to the very last episode, and it doesn't matter what came before. What he did in those last 2 episodes, actually, what he did in those last 2 episodes has damaged Doctor Who beyond recognition, right? Now, he has had 3 years in the job, right? If he hasn't improved after his second series, which he hasn't, in fairness, after what he has done, there is no improvement. He should be gone. If it was any other showrunner, he'd be pressured to be stepped down. Okay, there's no way this is what I mean. After 3 years, there's been no improvement. Goes the same with Jodie Whittaker. In 3 years, there has been no improvement. Well, after 2 series, there's been no improvement from Jodie or Chris Chibnall and his writing team. It's time for them to go. I'm sorry, these fans that keep saying they'll get it right in the end. Well, how many years do they need? They need 3, 4, 5, 6 years. So in that 3, 4, 5, 6 years, the show is going to continue to lose ratings and probably won't even have a bloody audience.
I mean, honestly, who thinks it's going to get any better?
There is a few people out there that think it's going to get better. That's what baffles me, Rabbi. I don't know how you think this can get better. I mean, there's people out there if it's happening on Christmas, but everybody's looking forward to this special on the other side. And I'm like, how can you be looking forward to it after just what happened? I still can't, Rabbi. I know I keep repeating myself, but I still can't get my head around the fact that people are okay with the foundation of the Time Lords.
It's because there's so many other things going on.
That was dead. Cybermen.
Yeah, there's so many other things that's wrong with it. It's like, it get lost in a sea of awfulness.
Yeah,
it's hard to narrow it down to just one thing that's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, Nicholas Horton with the £2 super chat says Series 13 will fail. Will fail in bad ratings. Look. Christmas, this special is going to be very telling. This will show. Now, will they take the gamble? See, originally they said it was going back Christmas, but then all of a sudden, then there's been that, and then they've just been calling it a festive special, but they haven't actually stipulated whether it's going to be Christmas Day. Will they take the gamble and go for it and whack it on Christmas Day?
No way.
If they do,
no way. They don't have the
will
balls.
it be massacred? Do you think it'll be massacred, or do you actually think because it is Christmas Day, they'll figure that? Well,
it's going to get massacred.
What?
It's going to get massacred. Is what's going to happen. It's going to be a massive embarrassment. If they're smart, they'll put it on December 28th.
Do you know what? I'd love them to put it on the same time the Chase is on ITV.
Yeah.
Right? Bradley Walsh's show. I'll let Bradley Walsh's Chase beat it in the ratings. I'm sorry, look, I know even the way I'm talking about I don't really care about this Chris Chibnall era. As far as I'm concerned, it's not Doctor Who. So when you hear me talking about it in these terms, right, I'm not knocking Doctor Who. I'm knocking this era. I don't even consider this era. But the reason why it hurts me so much is because of what he has done, and it's on screen. And some people, as you have seen, are saying it is canon no matter what. And I'm saying it's not. And I will fight that. I told you, I'm not. This fight doesn't end until this is decanonized. For me, anyway. I understand everybody else wanting to take a break from it or move away from it because, for 2 years, 3 years, some years is like me, have been going through this, have been talking about this for 3 years, and you probably feel the time it's time to move away. And I understand that. But me, I said it last night, I just can't. I just can't. I just can't. There's something keeps drawing me back. I have to stay and fight. Someone has to.
But
And
yeah, it's really fascinating to watch the production team, like in the face of like just after failure,
yeah,
total failure. They're like, everything is awesome. It's fantastic. I'm like, really? I guess Maddie from HBO must be like diamond clad.
Rabbi, though, I want to ask you though, do you actually think that do you think they know it's bad, or do you think they're so blind and arrogant by their own ego?
Well, how do you define bad?
Well, we know it's bad. You see, the ratings are falling, right? So the excuses they have made is, as usual, BBC and all that. TV habits have changed, and this, that, and the other, right? Then they say it was a graveyard time slot. All the usual.
No. This is the excuse. This is the only real excuse that they believe in, right? This is the only reason they think it hasn't done well. It's because everybody's really a racist. That's why. It's not because it's bad. It's because we're all dirty, stinking racists. And that's why we're not interested. And that's why they need Doctor Who like this more than ever, so we can get a whole new generation of people who aren't dirty, stinking racists, who would love this. That's what they think is going on.
Doomcock is enraged to what happened with Doctor Who. These pop culture vandals are poo. Yeah, well, yeah. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, I mean, Doomcock has been fighting the pop culture fight for a few years now. So he has seen this happen to other franchises. But no disrespect to the old Doomcocky there, but this is worse than that, and he's dealt with. To be quite honest with you, this destruction of this TV show is probably bigger than what he has dealt with. I'm glad he took it. He took it on. I'm glad he has given his opinion. I have watched this video. It's absolutely fantastic. Look, the more people like Doomcock that jump on board and actually expose this, the better. Look, I've been saying it. Doomcock, Gary have done it. Baldstrick has done it. But there's far more other YouTube. There's other YouTubers out there, I should say, that should be, doing this. Bigger YouTubers that have kind of sat on the fence. Time to stop sitting on the fence. If you love Doctor Who, I'm not denying you don't, but stop sitting on the fence. Stop sitting. Sitting on the fence is not going to do anymore. It's time for action. And someone sent me a message, apparently, so I have to check me messenger. So hold on. I will do that now, my friend.
Oh, no. This is what I'll say about people not speaking up, right? The silence from these more popular YouTubers. I am reminded of Dave Chappelle's recent comedy special when he was speaking about Jesse Juicy, Justice of Juicy. Was it Jesse Smollett, right?
Jesse Smollett.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy that pretended to be. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he said he was a victim of a race crime, and like.
That's right. Yeah. It was all made up and shit. Yeah.
The gay were just hilarious. It was hilarious, and then the gay community was angry at first at the African American community for not voicing their support for Jesse Smollett's story, right? To which Dave Chappelle says, if they'd only realized that our silence was in fact our support. Because you have a choice of silence or hysterical laughter. that was your choice. It's just like it's an irrelevancy. They're just not. It's not worth even commenting on anymore. That they failed so hard.
Yeah,
they just failed so incredibly hard.
Right, Marty, I've sent that to you by email.
So what's going on in the news? I was just on that Radio Times article. Then there is a podcast. So you have to listen to it. So
yeah, so there's got to be a podcast anyway. So they're going to try justify, this. Look, at this podcast is not designed to try and talk about Peter Cushing's doctor and stuff like that. This is trying to justify all the 500 and something other bleeding doctors that bleeding Chris Chibnall has invented in his own little plank sawdust bloody brain of his. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't even. Do you know what? I just, do you know what the funny thing about this is that it's so obviously bad that we could see it, they can see it, but there is such denial. That's what it is. It's just denial. I don't know if it's denial or they're just set in their ways. They've got a goal. They want their characters to do certain things, and they're not going to stop until it happens. And I will say one thing, right? And I will urge the BBC to err on a bit of caution. This is a family TV show. Now, I will say one thing: if you do crumble to fans and you give these fans what they want, i.e., some sort of relationship between Yasmin Khan and the doctor,
I'll do it. Please do it.
I'm going to tell you now, and it's not because anybody is homophobic. It's because it's a family show. It's a sci-fi show. And, there's plenty of other shows or adult shows that you could show those kind of relationships on, not a family TV show where young kids are going to be watching. If you do this, you're going to look, you've already damaged the brand. But if you do this, you're going to damage the brand permanently. There will be no coming back from this. It's one thing that older fans have always had a problem with anyway, is in New Who, is the fact that the Doctor has developed romantic feelings for certain companions. It's never sat well with me. That's why my favourite companion relationship in New Who is definitely Donna Noble and Matt Smith's Doctor, because there's none of that romantic crap. Oh, David Tennant. Where did I get Matt Smith from? Jesus, David Tennant's Doctor, because there was none of that romantic crap going on. It was just a proper companion Doctor relationship, and that's what I want. So it's not got to do with the fact that I'm homophobic or whatever ism that you want to whack in there. It's just that I don't believe that should be the type of stuff that we should be showing our kids. And if we want to educate our kids about different relationships like that, then it's up to the parents.
I would say like this. It's okay. It's like they made it like every single time. It's like every relationship has to be a gay relationship.
I know.
Can we just have a couple like normal, actually like a boyfriend girlfriend? Just occasionally.
Right, we've got Marty on for the next few minutes anyway before we end the stream. We'll be ending a little bit earlier tonight because, it's late for Rabbi, and
it is.
Obviously, we don't want to keep him up from his beauty sleep because I know how that feels. Trust me, I had a rough night last night myself. But we've got Marty, because Marty has been sending me actually photographs from a group that Ballstreck won't mention, but I don't give a flying crap. Gallifrey base or Soy base, whatever you want to call it. Bunch of bleeding idiots on it. Well, Marty has a couple of updates, and if there's anything else as well, Marty, you want to add as well, just go ahead. But I've been looking at these screenshots that you've sent me. Very interesting. So would you like to fill people in and let everybody know what's been going on Gallifrey base?
Yeah, I'll just get them up here now. Yeah, so basically there's a page of Gallifrey base where they're just chatting about predictions and stuff for Series 13 and what people want, and there's just one individual that no one knows of. That I've been saying, well, people who are in the Facebook group do know about it. GB, will we say, fuck it, Gallifrey Bay, that's what I'll say. Talking about how the canon of the show was so messy. and basically just taking the piss out of everybody that's trying to stick up for what came before this train wreck, the Timeless Children. Just saying, accept it, telling fans to accept it now that the Doctor's the Timeless Child. This is canon and there's no going back. This is where we're going, and if you don't like it, off you go.
Well, hang on, Mark. Before you continue, though, I want to actually point out, I don't think any Doctor Who fan here actually has a problem that the Doctor is the Timeless Child. I think we have a problem with what happened afterwards, torture and all that other crap. Actually, I wanted to ask you, do actually anybody have a problem with the Doctor being the Timeless Child? I forgot, that's one question we've never actually asked on this channel. Do you guys in the live chat, Rabbi, I'll ask you, and Marty, I'll ask you as well, are you okay that the fact that the Doctor...
I like every part of this is tainted. Every part must go. Timeless Child, forget. I don't care. It's all got to go. It's all stupid.
Yeah.
Leave it.
I think it's better that I think it would have been better as the Master would have been the Timeless Child, because
someone said Omega. It would have made sense if Omega or Rassilon was the Timeless Child. What do you think about that one?
It would have made more sense if they did this as a plot of a porn parody, right? And yeah, then I would be able to accept it more easily.
Right. But because I know you've got loads more to add.
What?
There's another comment up here too, where there's another part in Gallifrey Base where someone wrote, well, the Timeless Child should have actually been the 60th anniversary. And someone wrote back and said, well, you see, for the 60th, I'd rather have something that wasn't garbage. This individual wrote back and goes, we've already had the Day of the Doctor. And then the argument spewed into ratings, and of course this individual tried to argue that no, the ratings flatlined during the Moffat era. It was Moffat that made the ratings go down, and you can't blame Chibnall at all because it's been a trend and viewing habits have changed, blah blah blah. I don't agree with the whole
Well, I will agree on one point. I will agree on the point that the ratings were dipping under Moffat. Yes, I agree with that. But to actually say that it's not Chris Chibnall's fault. Well, listen, since Chris Chibnall has taken over, right, you can argue he actually started off quite well. His first episode, The Woman Who Fell to Earth, nearly got 11 million views. So he actually went up in the views, right? So it's what happened the weeks after that. I'm sorry, this whole ratings decline is definitely down to Chris Chibnall, because after Stephen Moffat went, Chris Chibnall did manage to get his first episode up to just nearly 11 million, making it one of the highest viewed episodes in years. So sorry, I don't buy that. Chris Chibnall's responsible for this decline, right? Moffat era did decline. Of course it did. So did RTDs. They all did, but it's the rate of decline. And if you're going to look at the rate of decline, Chris Chibnall's rate of decline is startling compared to the other two showrunners. Look at it. It's simple bloody facts, right? Yep. Every bloody era declined. Even RTD's era declined near the end, because he should have left after Series 4, in my opinion. He shouldn't have done those specials. I think he stayed on too long, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
The Waters of Mars, don't get me wrong. I do love the Waters of Mars.
Yeah, I think Jonas End really was his finale.
Yeah, right. But I think his finale is where he should have left, right? The end of the Stolen Earth Journey's end. That's where it should have ended for me, for him. But he didn't. Yeah. And then Moffat came in, and then the ratings got a bounce again. But then under Matt Smith's second or third series, the ratings started to fluctuate, and then they started to go down. It happens, but Chris Chibnall's have continued to go down. So there's no denying that. His rate of descent is more startling than the other two guys. So you could say whatever you want about TV habits changing and time slots and this, that, and the other. You haven't got a clue. You really don't. Because
and I tell you, I don't think TV habits have changed at all. If you make shit, people won't watch it.
This is what I see.
Exactly. If you make something good, what will happen, Rabbi?
Then people will watch it. Yeah, again.
I keep saying what about bodyguard. Bodyguard that was getting 13, 14 million viewers overnight.
Killing Eve. Peaky Blinders was on BBC Two, by the
And
way.
even the new show that's out on BBC Three, Normal People, it's fucking skyrocketed too, and that's on iPlayer.
Yeah.
And it's getting high ratings on BBC One when they're playing it. They're putting it out each episode every day this week. They're putting it out. It's went through the roof too. So
yeah, again, you put this stuff out, it'll flat. It'll create it instantly. It's just basically not very good. They keep coming up with all these like complicated slide rules and reasoning.
Someone on Gallifrey base would actually come onto this channel and explain themselves.
they wouldn't have the balls.
Fight your corner. These are all big and bold behind the keyboard. Why don't you come on and then actually tell us why we're wrong? I would love someone to come on and have the balls to come on and tell us we're all wrong. But do it in a way that's not, you can put it across in a nice way, and then we'll put it across why you're wrong. When you're wrong, and you'll always be wrong, because I said this from the very beginning. This was the very first thing I said when Jodie Whittaker was cast as the Doctor. I said I feared that this casting would change the dynamic between companion and Doctor. It would also change the relationship between the Doctor and its male fans. And I was right, spot on, right? And you know what? They didn't listen at the time. They're still not going to listen. They'll only listen when this show is on its knees, and it's nearly there. So, again, I will say to people, do not remember that festive special doesn't exist. Remember that. This era doesn't exist. So as far as we're concerned, there's no Doctor Who until there's a new showrunner. So as far as we're concerned, Doctor Who is actually off air.
Yeah. So, that's why I want her to get Doctor Who and Yasmin to get together. I want them to do stuff that's so far away from the possibility of being Doctor Who.
You want them to do David?
It could possibly be Doctor Who.
He just wants them to do it because Rabbi is a little perv. Isn't that right, Rabbi?
I am. Listen, I have to say, I am a bit of a fan of the scissoring and the Tardis.
Somebody wrote up here about their general opinions and say that the writing isn't good and it's just lost the Doctor too. She's not the Doctor. This person can watch the last two series and she doesn't feel like the Doctor. That individual we were speaking about wrote back to this person and goes, the writing isn't terrible. It just seems that way to you because you hate all the changes that have happened. Some of the writers in this era are the best we've ever had in Doctor Who.
Oh, wait, say that again. Why does it seem bad to you?
It says the guy basically said that Jodie Whittaker doesn't feel like the Doctor, and that it's not the gender change that's worrying him, it's the writing that's the main problem. This person wrote back and said, the writing isn't terrible, it just seems that way because you hate all the changes that have happened to the show. Some of the writers are the best we've ever had in Doctor Who in this era.
Yeah, I told you it's the writing.
Yeah. The writing's away with the dogs.
So hang on, they're trying to tell us, right? So they're trying to tell you that the writing is actually great. That we're the ones that are the problem because we don't like the new writing. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, it's not to do with that. Listen, we have grown up. I just need to actually point out, because we are a little bit older, we actually grew up during the golden era of TV. We have actually seen some great TV, not some great TV. So let's be honest here. Us on the panel here, most in the live chat, we know the standard of what TV should be. Okay? Now, you are trying to justify this writing and say this writing is great. I don't know if you actually read his short story, but if you didn't know Chris Chibnall had written that, you'd probably think it was written by your little sister or your little brother. Chris Chibnall, and if Chris Chibnall is such a great writer, well, tell me, Tolson Cole, Ryan Sinclair has a disability. Give me all the examples of where his character has developed since then. Yeah, go on. Oh, you got something on that one as well?
Yeah, there's just latest comments here, and I am reading them out. Someone wrote up here. The Doctor is the time his child accepted. It's the same person who wrote this. And then another person responded and said, I'll accept, when you accept that the 13 isn't really the Doctor, but the TARDIS herself, who hijacked his body during mid-regeneration and is cosplaying poorly as the Doctor while he's stuck inside the machine, chilling along with Eric Roberts' master and house planet.
Hey, that's canon. That's now canon.
And that pro person that wrote that comment up probably won't survive that long. They'll probably be too much on that stupid site to annoy those little idiots. But look at all their excuses, all their little explanations, right? Are all weak. They don't have one viable argument. Not one.
Someone wrote up here and said, no, the same person that we've been talking about wrote back and goes, no, because your flop opinion can't override reality. Keep that fan fiction to yourself. And then that person replied and goes, keep your failed incarnation and franchise destroyer to yourself. At least the theory I adopted makes sense over the time as child. And then the person wrote back,
that is true. It is. Look, I think the big problem here for Chris Chibnall is that he tried to do something and it hasn't worked. And instead of actually admitting that it hasn't worked, he's just going to stick by it. There's so many plot holes in this, it's unbelievable. Listen, we always say to the other side, prove to us why this actually fits into canon. What I think we should do is we should actually do a series of streams and actually show them all the plot holes because of this story thread. And actually dismiss it once and for all. Now, I know YouTubers have actually done videos, but they seem to actually ignore those videos that are actually out there. But if there's any J-bots listening to me, there is actually videos out there done by YouTubers that have actually dismissed and actually broke down every single argument that you have made and actually showed you that you are wrong. And I'm sorry, there is a right and wrong here. Yous are wrong. Yous are on the wrong side of history, right? We're on the right side, and I firmly believe we're on the right side of history. Yous are completely destroying something that I've grown up and watched all my life that has actually saved my life and helped me through difficult times, right? Chris Chibnall has came along, stuck his hand through my chest, ripped me heart out, threw it on the ground and stamped all over. That man is not getting away with that.
Take a look at this here on the screen I've put up here. Keep your failed incarnation and franchise destroyer to yourself. Now, this is the real smack in the face of the comment below. Franchise destroyer, LOL. Her name isn't Peter Capaldi, whose tenure put down the show's popularity under Moffat. Your theory is fan fiction. You're in the wrong place for that. Try Wattpad, you'll love it. Lastly, if you can't handle a woman being Doctor Who, that's your problem. And it is a problem. Blame her for everything. She'll be the Doctor regardless.
Right. Peter Capaldi is my favourite topic with these little side boys and girls. So let's talk about Peter Capaldi.
Yeah, right. Do that here.
Peter Capaldi as casting was well received. The only people that had a problem with Peter Capaldi was a bunch of ageist twats, right? And that's what yous are, right? Because yous claim to be Doctor Who fans. So if yous were Doctor Who fans, yous would have had no problem with Peter Capaldi's casting. Because if you see the history of the show, you would see that Peter Capaldi wasn't the only oldest actor to play the role. There has been plenty, okay? So that makes you guys ageist. That's what yous are. Yous are a bunch of ageist twats. Yous are discriminating against older people. And the way yous actually carry on with us fans actually shows user contempt for people of my age and people that are older. There is a sinister side to you. Now, I will agree with the fact that the writing under Peter Capaldi wasn't always fantastic. But if you look at him as an actor and you look at him in some of those episodes, some of those stories that weren't so great, he elevates them because of his acting talent. So do not ever dismiss Peter Capaldi, because Peter Capaldi actually probably saved the show. Because under Moffat, it was getting, as I said, this decline, I will say, was up and down. He started to get very the ratings started and his story started to get very, he was all over the place. He hadn't got a proper direction. He'd lost direction a bit, right? So which means Matt Smith near the end of his reign, he suffered a little bit. He kind of corrected it. See, Peter Capaldi's 4 series for me is actually a masterpiece, and it gets criticised. For the reason is that's the Doctor that Peter Capaldi should have played from the beginning and to the end of his reign. They shouldn't have changed it up for Series 9. That was the biggest mistake. I'm not giving a crap about you fans, but that's what he did. He gave a crap about you fans, so he made Peter Capaldi's Doctor more likeable to try win you little twats back. But you didn't come back. Do you know why? Because as I said, he's had a problem with an older guy playing the Doctor. And by the way, he gave us one of the greatest episodes and one of the greatest performances by Peter Capaldi in Heaven Sent. So don't ever criticize Peter Capaldi. You don't even know what he's talking about. You don't even know the standard that the Doctor should be at. Whittaker is brilliant.
Right. He's a great Doctor. However, I will say this. I believe he made an acting choice that he wanted to play the first season a Doctor who was freshly regenerated and trying to work out who he is. And as such, will be aloof and alien. I think playing him that's his plan. And then the second season, he wanted to play him as he's established as the Doctor. He was comfortable in the skin. That's the first season was about him becoming the Doctor. The second season was him being the Doctor, and then his last season, which I should have came too soon, was about him being retired. It was at the end of his life, and you want to show like a whole life cycle. Now, it's a really good idea. It was a really, really clever idea. The problem is though that he, after coming from Matt Smith, who was very warm and cuddly and just like made people feel good, the aloof Doctor who wasn't sure of anything just kind of, I think, alienated people and pushed them away. And you don't see it straight away. You see it like a year later. That's when people started to like fall off. And then it kind of started to it got a little bit stronger, sort of, when Clara left. But they scheduled it really badly that year, and it was in like a really hot summer, and that's when it got those really low ratings. But in general. By that time, it had the reputation of a bit of a stench on it because of that first year, which I still hadn't done enough to revitalize it and pull up from it. That's why Whittaker's never, ever, ever going to pull up. It's never going to be better. It's always going to get away. It's always going to go down.
Go ahead, Marty.
Someone wrote back here saying that's why the reviews are terrible and the ratings are tanking, bud. Yeah. And this Gallifrey Bay wrote back goes, the reviews aren't terrible. I'm looking at some good reviews for Spyfall now. I could send them and others to you. Fugitive got raised. Goodness, even Orphan 55 scored 4 out of 5 in the Independent. Maybe you're only checking out.
I tell you, I don't really care what crazy people say. And that's obviously a crazy person.
Orphan 55, did get 4 out of 5 in the Independent, but slated in every other bloody article that was out there. Orphan 55, I will say one thing about the media. Even though they ended up in the end all taking the BBC side, Jordan Series 12, it was actually very interesting to see the newspapers that were criticising, and then the very same newspaper next week would have a different reviewer reviewing an episode and praising it to high hills. Like the Independent gave, I think, they gave Orphan 55 a 4 out of 10, but if I remember correctly, they gave the Tesla episode a 2.5. Oh no, 2.5. Sorry. They gave a 4 out of 5, the other one. And then the Tesla one, I think, got 2.5 out of 5. And the Tesla episode, let's be honest, even though it was crap compared to Orphan 55, it's a masterpiece. So listen, again, this is what they do. They quote newspapers, right? It's the same with your man that did his YouTube video. He quoted other articles. That's not proof. We want you to show me pieces of evidence within the show that back this up, and we will show you pieces of evidence that pick plot holes in this.
And there's no point trying to have a rational conversation with somebody who's just detached from reality. She's bonkers. She's bonkers.
I think I know who it is because they've This is the person that's actually mentioned me in this place. They actually asked, is the Tardis on a good host? I don't give a shit whether people think I'm a good host or not. Do you think I give a crap about that?
We've always admired Paul Cornell's taste and talent, that he rates the timeless child and Chibnall's radical revamp with continuity as proof that true talent respects true talent.
Yeah.
What I think is telling. I'm just double checking IMDb.
Right, go
Because
on.
you know it gets blasted as soon as
Everything dies down.
Jay Butts, and they hear you guys criticize it, they go and like flood the ratings.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, well, so for the
Did you just pull out your card?
I did pull out my card. Okay, so Series 13. Now that enough time has passed, so Skyfall Part 1, 6.6 out of 10. These are all out of 10. Part 2, 6.5. Orphan 55, 4.1.
Wow.
Tesla episode 6.5.
Right.
Fugitive of the Janoon 7.6. Praxius 5.2.
Yeah, that's.
Can You Hear Me 5.8. The Haunting of Villa Diodati is 7.2. Ascension of the Cyber is 6.8. And ending with The Timeless Children with a smashing 5.5.
Yeah.
So they've gone up yeah.
But her first season, they were all in the sevens.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a solid. These are the worst ratings ever.
Sorry, no, it wasn't. But all sevens were the final episode of Capaldi, everyone's least favorite season. Then we went to 11, and it started off strong.
Yeah, as we know.
Yeah, and then it
It didn't.
55 actually scored less points than the Saranga Conundrum.
Oh, for feck's sake.
It actually was voted on IMDb as a worst episode.
Love this.
By the way, Ed Hoyam, for any of you that are already new with the channel, Ed Hoyam is coming back. So the guy that actually wrote 2 of the worst episodes in Doctor Who's history,
The hat trick.
right? He's going for a hat trick now because Chris Chibnall didn't learn his lesson the first 2 times. See, this is the thing as well that these other fans say as well. Oh, he'll get it right eventually. Right, after come on, sorry.
Nobody's saying that with a straight face.
Love this.
Listen, I'm a patient person. Serious one, no, but in some shows I am. In Serious One, I can understand that they're finding their feet, like with the Orville, right? The Orville Serious One, it is a great series, don't get me wrong, but it is very uneven. Look at it. You can see some of the jokes don't quite land, but you can see they're finding their feet. Series 2, that show matures into something. I know, but what I'm trying to say, I'm just trying to make the point. By Series 2, you can see that the show has matured. It has grown up, and it is now having its own identity, right? Can you say that about this era of Doctor Who?
Overall ratings, the first season with Jodie got higher ratings, not much, but did get higher overall ratings. The second one is much worse.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling it's going to continue to do that because the only people that are going to be watching are the diehards that think she could literally poop on the telly screen and it would be just fine.
Oh, they'd love that. They'd probably get. See, that's the thing.
Yeah, I worked out what I want now. I want and they be into pooping on each other.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, they're into fecalphilia. That's it. That's what I want. You know, don't be so narrow-minded. You know, don't be wrong.
I don't want scat.
That's it. They become Yaz and the Doctor become scat lovers. That's what I want them to do.
See here, only wrote, Chibnall used a very offensive stereotype of the timeless child story, the magical Negro, a random little black girl found by an older white woman with magical regeneration powers, brought back to the experiment for the benefit of excuse the word is considered to be a prime example of the magical Negro.
I don't think you should have said that word.
I know.
That one you can say.
Can you say that word?
Yeah. Hey, carefully. You can say it carefully, very in context, and quietly, and
it's so to say. I'm just making sure off Sharon because she's American, so she'll be able to tell me.
I think the greatest joke that South Park ever did was
Well,
when
Marty's reading a post that someone wrote up, so it's not Marty saying it. He's reading a post, and it's actually here in front of us. But I'm just saying, you know what people are like.
It's hilarious.
Well, right, without using that word, right, read it out again, because I didn't hear it the first time, because I got caught up with the fact that you said that word.
A random little black girl found by an older white woman with magical regeneration powers brought back to be experimented upon for the benefit of another society. This, and excuse the outdated word, is considered to be a prime example of the magical stock character.
Wow. See the shit that goes on that platform. I need to make an appearance soon.
Yeah.
I think it's time, though. I think it's time.
I won't last too long.
I don't know why you would do it for yourself. I don't know. Yeah.
What? It's not because I'll tell you why. Right, listen. As I said, I will still hammer at Chibnall. I will still hammer at Jodie Whittaker, right? But these little twats can't be getting away with what they're doing. Right?
Okay, how is it with you, them not getting away? That's exactly what they want.
Yeah,
that's exactly what they want you to do.
Yeah, but it's what I want as well. I'm actually ready now to have a kind of a big battle now. It's been a while. I'm itching for something. So maybe I should go on, ruffle a few feathers, and actually try and get a few of them so riled up that they come after me and go after them. Well, but the lockdown is starting to get a bit boring for me, so I need a bit of excitement. So I'm going to cause murder on the internet.
So that's your
I don't know. Listen, I wouldn't rattle a cage full of crazy people.
It's grand. I'll rattle them, see where they fall, and then I'll stamp all over them.
Not reason or out crazy.
I know I can't, but I'm crazier, so I can.
No, you'll just be louder. Unproductive and a waste of time and do my nut in. So no.
Listen, someone slagged me off the other day, right? And they brought someone into it or something, and I said, yeah. I turned around and they called me something, and I says, yeah, your ma wasn't saying that last night, right? I remember I told you, right? And then they came back at me with something. Oh, me ma is dead, right? But obviously the ma wasn't. It's just the usual to try. So I just sent back a picture, a gif of a dog in the bed, putting their paws behind, laughing, and then he writes back, "Who are you?" And I wrote, "I'm the devil." And I haven't heard from them since.
Look at this.
Hey. This is why I don't go on Twitter. Right there. Okay, exactly why.
Look at that. I saw the odd story from her first series and most of her second series. I think she's the best doctor since Sylvester McCoy. Chris Chibnall.
Hold on.
This is where you just seriously.
No, it's on the screen. These are legit.
God.
Look, Chris Chibnall seems to understand the history of the program more than his predecessors, and is possibly the best script editor since Anthony Reid. It's a great time to be a Doctor Who fan, and much of that is down to Jodie. I haven't been as much in love with the show as I am since about 1980.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to turn out this year.
Do you know what? Right. They're so delusional. Actually, it reminds me of something that broke last night on Twitter. So there's a YouTuber out there that we spoke about, some female YouTuber that's been gone around, like, you know, as I said, she was exposed. She finally got exposed last night. So she was going around telling everybody that that YouTube channels were being investigated. She actually put the tweets up, "Oh yeah, YouTube is investigating channels because I have them investigate." And one of the guys that owns a YouTube channel decided to take it into his own hands and actually approach YouTube and send YouTube a nice little email. And YouTube responded back and told them there is no current investigation going on with your channel. There has never been any investigation going on with your channel. So this person, because she's doing a lot of damage on YouTube, false flagging content creators, and also she was actually doing uncut anime on YouTube, which is actually, as you know yourselves, if it's not uncut, you're basically breaking copyright law. But apparently she seems to be above it, or thinks she is, and she's trying everything, every little trick in the book to try continue to do this. So far as to go onto a site where you pay $1,000 a video, because she somehow has it in her head that she's a celebrity. Well, hopefully, finally, this is the piece of information that finally brings her down, because she has been exposed as the little liar that she is, and she has done real damage on YouTube. And this is why probably all these new rules are coming into place, because of people like her, the ones that take advantage of their subscribers. And unfortunately, you will see there is a lot of YouTube channels out there that fake videos, put them up and pretend that they're real, and actually sell merchandise off the back of it and stuff like that. I even mentioned sci-fi YouTuber out there, Planet X News, that has been basically faking pictures and has been exposed online. Absolutely fantastic, but it goes on, unfortunately. But these people are the reason why YouTube is so strict now, and why there's so many rules in place. So well done to the YouTubers that were brave enough to actually expose her for what she did, because she picked on a YouTuber and he did his own video, and then it was taken down, and then other YouTubers then got a grasp of it, and then they have been, for the past 6-7 months, I think now, have been exposing this girl. Finally, she will get what's coming to her, because she's done a lot of damage, to be quite honest. But yeah, Chibnall couldn't write the script for Mr. Bean. I edited the script for Mr. Bean, says Dave. I love Mr. Bean, and you know, I agree with you. He wouldn't look at Mr. Bean even here. You know what? At this stage, if Chris Chibnall, if I could replace Chris Chibnall with someone, I would bring in Ronan Atkinson.
That's interesting.
Yeah. You know why I'd pick him? Because he's outside the box, right? Also, he was in Blackadder Goes Forth, wasn't he? And that was a bit time. I haven't watched it all now, so forgive me if I get this wrong. But I know there was a kind of wasn't there a time travel kind of element to it. So I mean, he has written something like that. So why not give him a couple of writers that have written for Doctor Who in the past, and why not?
No, you're forgetting the big one. He played the Doctor. Curse of the Fatal Death.
Yeah, I don't class that as the Doctor.
You don't look it. I'm not saying it's canon, but he's played the Doctor before.
Hey, if you went on the Twitter, everybody, all of these J-bots are saying, "Oh well, now the Fatal Death is canon, Lenny Henry's canon. It's all canon. All fan fiction is now canon."
You can't.
Yeah, do you know what? We might as well let it all be canon. And I tell you what, while we're Aaron, why not make K9 a real dog? And why not do something else stupid? Let me see. We'll bring back Danny Pink as well, just for the sake of it. Do you know what? We'll turn him into an elephant or something, just for the laugh, because you know you can identify his atom now. And maybe we'll bring back a Shielder, but we won't bring her back as a girl. We'll gender swap, bring her back as a little boy, and then we see how that goes down. You know, and maybe while we're at it as well, then we instead of changing the Doctor's gender, we just change the Doctor's race, just to prove and hammer home the point that we're so diverse and stuff.
Okay, well,
we don't need a blue TARDIS anymore. Let's make it a pink TARDIS.
Let me I'll ask you a question. Could I put out a video? Do you think I can get away with this? Called The Doctor and Yaz, Scat Lovers.
No.
The possible shipping for the next season. And like some kind of...
probably do Will Yaz and the Doctor up for Series 13. Whether the video will go down well with your subscribers now, because I was actually going to do a video on that last year when all this rumor came about, but it's one of those subjects that, you know, if people say, no, why are you even discussing it for? So you're bringing light to it. So I think that on that one, I definitely agree. I think the less we talk about it or do videos on it, I mean, the less if we don't do videos on it, fine. I think we could talk about it to a certain extent because it is something worth talking about. Look, in my opinion, I don't think the Doctor should have a relationship, full stop, a sexual relationship with any of the companions, full stop. And it doesn't matter whether the Doctor is male or female. I just don't think. I think the best, as I said personally myself earlier on, the best companion Doctor friendship or relationship was Donna Noble and David.
Yeah, that worked really well.
Right.
And again, I have to recommend the Donald Noble book, Second Big Finish. It's very, very good.
Right. He's got one more. Go on.
Wait. Actually, before you get into it, I'm gonna have to bounce. Like, yeah, guys, I just got to. I don't know why you would even go there and deal with these people. They're crazy people. It just seems like, oh, that's gonna give me a headache. I don't understand. I don't understand. But like, I get everybody each their own, I guess.
Oh, I love. It's just a good laugh, I think, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
Those last two messages were funny. Those last two posts were funny.
They were. Actually, you know, I have to say, I am grateful for you coming in and like reporting this to us, so we don't have to do it. But it's Noel's raring to do it. It's just like so weird to me.
Anytime. Just it's crazy. Like that's what this person wrote here. I'd like to see more LGBTQ plus representation. I'd like to see
more in there. Like, I mean, really? Do they want to have them like, I don't know, like flicking their
every character, Rabbi? They will not be happy until every character is an LGBTQ plus character. There'll be no straight characters left in Doctor Who. We'll have to call it a different name. Doctor LGBTQ plus Who.
Oh, yeah. In fact, LGBTQ should be the only letters the writers are able to use in the script. They can probably promote the agenda.
That's it. There will be no scripts. It'll just put them on the screen and just let them do whatever they want.
Exactly. And we're back to scat lovers again. Okay. On that note, I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah, and don't forget to join me, Rabbi, and our guests for the Classic Who lockdown watch along. Hashtag Chase Through Time. Don't forget to use that. It's for the Chase. Saturday, 7 p.m. Have you got anything coming on your channel though before you go?
Oh, I forgot. I found a video interview with Chris Chibnall from 2013.
Right, what you cracking on?
It's so funny. He's like the answers he gives about things he cares about is hilarious. It was like he cares about characters and story. I'm like, really? Have you seen your Doctor Who? They're the things that you don't have. You thought you could live without them. Right. Yeah, so I have that. And who knows what I'm going to wake up and find out about tomorrow.
That's it. Something will always happen. Isn't that what they say?
Exactly. Okay, very good, gentlemen. Have a good evening.
Right. I'm just finishing up myself now, so I'll just let Marty finish with this one, and then we're gonna.
This is actually my own. This is my own wishes for Series 13 and my wishes on what I actually think is going to happen. So the wishes was to tone down the political messaging and stop sacrificing stories just to please underrepresented groups. The companions, you're going to have to keep Yaz the Plank. She's pretty much certain that a new companion. Give Whittaker something new to wear. I mean, that rainbow thing is just awful. Chibnall should write this up. You can see it there for yourself. There's no point in me reading it out. But the last point I wrote is that, and this is what I actually do think is going to happen. Gary Barton and Robertson will appear in finale as a main threat because Chibnall and the BBC will want to push that the female can overcome all men, black or white. So
yeah, I mean, Series 13. The rumors are already started. Apparently, there's going to be some old companions talk about might be a possibility of Omega. As I have told you earlier on, just after Series 12 ended. Apparently, Arthur Duval is coming back as Rory Williams or Rory. Yeah, it's Rory Williams, isn't it? Yeah. So look, you're going to get a lot of that. I wouldn't be Captain Jack's name will be thrown in there as well. Davros's name was mentioned as well. There's so many different things. But look, as I said, it doesn't matter. He can and I say this, and this time we mean it. It doesn't matter what he throws into this series, right? He can give us Daleks, he can give us more Cybermen, he can give us old companions, he can bring back whatever. I don't care now, right? A lot of you have already made it clear you don't care. The classic Who watch along seem to be, and there seems to be a need for classic Who right now, and I could see that. And even when I pull up a classic post anywhere, there's always now people engaging, whereas before not as much as they were. But now I don't know what it is. Look, Chris Chibnall has done something in a way. He has brought this side of the fandom closer together. But not only that, it's made those fans realise that it kind of washed their hands of Doctor Who because of the new era and felt like it tainted the classic era. Are like, no, it hasn't, and have said, feck that, he's not going to ruin their enjoyment for classic Who. And that's what you need, no matter what he tries to do, remember that he can't take that away from you. He can try to change things, but once we keep saying no, and look, a new showrunner will come in sometime and change all of this. I just hope it's sooner rather than later. But we'll see what happens anyway. Listen, Marty, anyway, brilliant having those Gallifrey base posts up. I know some people don't like me when I talk about stuff like this, but to be honest with you, it's what's going on in the fandom. It's still very active, and we should be highlighting what the other side talk about. They highlight what we talk about all the time. We should do the same too. It's just, we're just showing the silliness of their stupidity. It is stupid. I mean, come on. Even some of the points that they make are absolutely ridiculous. And that very first post was absolutely, oh my God, I can't believe that.
Yeah, this is the best McCoy.
Oh my God, that's the best of McCoy post. Like, yeah. Look, delusional. Rabbi is right. They are delusional, but I just like, I like to poke fun because they poke fun at our side all the time. And as I said, I'm not finished with certain people. And don't forget, and I haven't forgotten, it's just being pushed to a later date, but I will be doing that second episode of Educating Planks. But I have made one slight difference to it. Instead of bringing Manip Gill into it, I'm just going to concentrate on Ben Cook. Now, I will actually show you Manip Gill's tweet, but I'm not going to say much about her because, right now, she's kind of hitting the self-destruct button herself anyway with our stupidity anyway. So I don't really have to say it. But the reason why is because when I'm doing the Ben Cook stuff, a lot of stuff I'm going to be covering is going to be directly connected to her tweet as well. So I won't really need to bring up her name. I'll just show you the tweet. Some of you have already seen it. And then I will just then concentrate on educating the two of them, but I'll be mostly concentrating on Ben Cook because that sniveling little rat needs to climb back into the hole that he crawled out of, picking on people. That's the kind of character he is, or as I call him, Soy Jesus. You just have to look at him. He goes around picking on fans. And then he plays the victim. And I better go now because Ted is crying over his little red ball that he chewed up like an egg now, believe it or not. He destroyed it. She is not the Doctor, face of Bo Andrew, and you're right. And with that note, I will leave it there. Marty, listen, thank you for coming on and actually sharing that with us. I know some probably didn't want me doing that, but look, at the end of the day, this channel has always been a channel that exposes what's going on the other side of the fandom, and why should I stop? You know what I mean? I will still do me classic watch-alongs. We'll still do all the other things that we're going to be doing, but I still want to expose these little nasty, vile individuals who have helped destroy our show.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And that's what they've done. Right, listen. Gary says, great stream. I see everybody saying great stream. Thank you. Love you all. Thank you for taking part. Marty, listen, once again, thank you for coming on with. And here, maybe Jordan, some of the Saturdays, as we're doing the classic lockdown, we'll get you on for one of the streams. Yeah,
God, yeah.
A classic one. We'll be doing one after obviously after the chase. We'll be announcing the next one on Sunday night. So yeah, so that should be interesting. Right, Marty, thanks for joining me, pal.
No problems. Chat these later.
See you later.
All right.
Man, everybody in the chat, thank you for joining me, and thank you for the super chat as well, guys. I really appreciate all the support. And Spitfire Mark A1 or 1A. Why do I keep saying that the wrong way around? He says, best wishes all and thanks, Noel. Fantastic. Have a fantastic evening, brother, and all. No problem. Listen, yous all look after yourselves. Stay safe, and you know we'll be here all over the weekend. So I'll talk to you. What day is it today? Wednesday. What's it? Friday. Thursday. Yeah, I'll be back Thursday probably. I'll see either Thursday or Friday. Cheryl's looking at me, but I haven't streamed in a couple of days, and so my logic, the way I do it in my head, is I need to make up for that. But like Cheryl's logic is, well, you know, I'm your wife, so you spend time with your wife. So no, I'm not taking a poll, right? Did you hear that? Take a poll. Take a poll. Listen, I'll either back tomorrow or I'm back Friday. If I'm not back tomorrow, you know I'll throw up something anyway, you know. So look after yourselves, right? And talk to you soon. So I'll leave you with, you know, every time I pick the wrong bloody thing, I think this is the right one. Right, good night. See you after.